How to separate a sectional sofa. Sectional sofas are large pieces of furniture that can be divided into separate pieces, which makes it easier to move and rearrange them. These sections are usually joined together with some type of clamp mechanism, so separating the sections simply means separating the clamp from the pin. Part 1: Separating sectional sofas. 1. Remove the cushions. Take all of the cushions off the sectional sofa before you begin separating it. You can technically separate the sofa sections while the cushions are still on the piece of furniture, but doing so can be more difficult since the cushions usually cover the area you will need to grab and work with. Keep the cushions nearby and keep track of which cushions belong to which section of the sofa. 2. Grab the corner. Locate the corner section of the sectional sofa. Find the lip running around the top perimeter of the corner piece and slide your fingers beneath it. Placing your fingers here will give you the greatest amount of leverage when you lift up the corner section. For best results, position your fingers beneath the corner section lip along the edge it shares with the detachable section. 3. Lift the corner up. Lift the lip of the corner piece straight up. The entire corner piece should lift up and out of the sectional jaw clamps. Note that most sectional sofas use jaw clamps, but some may use other clamp and pin style attachments. Regardless of the exact hardware used, the procedure for detaching the pieces should be the same. The pin mechanism is usually attached to the corner section, so when you lift the corner up, that pin should slide up and out of the clamp attached to the detachable section. If this does not work, it is possible that the pin is attached to the detachable section. Try lifting up the detachable section instead of the corner. 4. Pull the section away. Move to the sofa section previously attached to the corner piece and grab the outer edge. Pull this edge straight out to pull the section away from the rest of the sofa. It will be easiest to pull the section away if you are pulling from the edge opposite the jaw clamp side. Note that the clamp portion of the jaw clamp may fall out as you slide this section away. This is fine, but you will need to remember that the clamp is loose while moving the section to avoid damaging any walls or other surfaces. 5. Repeat as needed. If your sofa has more than one detachable section, you will need to pull each section away separately. If each detachable section was originally connected to the corner piece, they will usually separate from the corner simultaneously once you lift the corner up. If the detachable sections are all connected at different places, however, you will need to lift each connection away separately. Once the clamps and pins are separated, you should be able to move the sofa sections around as desired. After separating the sofa sections, rearrange the sofa as desired and join the sections back together as needed. Place the cushions back on the sofa when finished. Part 2: Joining sectional sofas. 1. Remove the cushions. If there are any cushions on your sections before you join them, temporarily take those cushions off before connecting the sections together. Taking the cushions off will make it easier to see what you are doing while joining the sections. You can technically join the sections together with the cushions on, but doing so is not recommended. It is best to keep the cushions nearby as you work. Make sure that you remember which cushion belongs to which sofa section. 2. Locate the pins. Find the sectional jaw clamps on both connecting sections. Arrange the separated sections so that these clamps line up with one another. Make sure that you know which section has the pin side of the clamp and which has the actual clamp side. If the clamps lie flat against the sofa sections, you do not need to make any changes to them before joining the sections together. If the sectional sofa has clamps that extend outward, make sure that these clamps are parallel to the base of the section before joining the sections together. These types of jaw clamps tend to fall down when you separate the sofas, so you will likely need to straighten them up each time you want to reconnect the sections. 3. Slide the pins together. Lift the pin side section up and push it directly next to the clamp side section. Press the pin side section down until the pin snaps into the clamp of the adjacent section. The pin side section is usually the corner piece, so the corner is usually the section you will need to lift and move. Note that for some outward-facing clamps, you do not need to lift the section to join it to its adjacent piece. You might be able to simply push the clamp into the pin while both sections are flat on the ground. Regardless of how the clamp works, you should wait until you hear an audible click or until both sections appear perfectly level before you stop pushing the clamp together. 4. Repeat as needed. If your sofa has multiple detached sections, you will need to join each section together one at a time. It is best to connect the heaviest or largest sections together first. Join the smallest section to the sofa last. Some pieces may have both pin side and clamp side hardware on them, so you will need to make sure that you line up the correct side with the adjacent section based on which type of hardware is on that adjacent section. 5. Replace the cushions. Now that the sections have been joined, you should place the cushions back on the sofa sections. Once the cushions are back in place, the sectional sofa should be ready to use.
Tips.
When arranging sectional sofas, make sure that none of the extensions block any walkways or doorways. For the sake of aesthetics, it is usually best to keep the sectional sofa joined instead of breaking it up and placing the different sections around the room. Sectional sofas also tend to look best when placed in the center of the room instead of being pushed against a wall.